Okay, I'm in Athens and I've just built a wicking bed from a balcony. I want to point out a few things though. When you build a wicking bed, the whole purpose of it is so you can water it once a week, once every 2 weeks, and have it wick the water up from the base, which is the bottom section here, and wick up into the top. The way it's done online that I've seen is they use gravel, 18 to 25 millimeter aggregate. If you have that, it's probably a good idea to test it for limestone. So you actually put it into a cup or a glass or something, fill that, cover it with vinegar, and then see if it bubbles. And if it bubbles, then it's no good for your aquaponics or your grow bed system, which is here, a wicking bed. Probably better to use vermiculite or perlite in the bottom section, and then put gauze on top of that, and then 2/3 of that covered in soil. I just wanted to point that out. And this puppy here is out of recycled materials and bamboo. This is going to be covered with shade cloth because I'm facing south and it's very hot here in summer. Got my aquaponics book. Wicking beds. Right, wicking beds. Drilled some holes in the base to drip feed the water through, which is this stuff. The doors on the end to stop your worms getting in. Close it in and cover. By the way, if you use gravel, it doesn't absorb the water like this does. And the idea is to try and keep the worms out of the bottom layer. These pots are from Australia, Diggers Club. I've marked most of my pots with a front, and the front indicates where south is, where the sunny side is. So when these seedlings come through and these little trees grow and I move them, I can keep them all facing and orientated the same way. It doesn't confuse them. This is for worms. So it's a worm tunnel. Just put the food in, and the worms that are in here will come in, eat it, and spread the worm tunnel through the garden bed. And this is the dirt that these plants originated with. So it's got all that microbiology. The way this system works, it's a wicking bed. The wicking bed has 1/4 or so the height of the pipe of vermiculite. That absorbs the moisture. That moisture hits the bottom of the soil. The bottom of the soil is separated by a membrane. That's this. And then that stops the worms from getting through into the bottom wet area. And you can fill it to that level. The danger is that it goes anaerobic, meaning there's no air in the water, there's no air in the soil, and the soil goes rotten, starts to stink. But what you do here is, once that bottom bit gets dry, you actually let it dry down a little bit, so then you know you've got air in the base, then you top it up with water, that reoxygenates it. You plant your plants. I've got a little worm farm in here, so I'll put my food scraps in here, and they will create the nutrient. Instead of having to create a worm farm, get the worm tea and the worm castings, it's all built in. These are for germinating seeds: almond, acorn, cherry, plum, walnut. So I've got my tree system set up so I can leave it. We water it in the height of summer 1 week, then a week after that instead of every day. I've left these corners open so I can put bamboo poles in or cane poles and create a shade here, and so I can shade it off in the middle of the summer sun. So my garden is new wicking-bed trees, wild trees. Anyway, Kerry Cameraworks or Kerry Forides, Athens, Greece.